Hey guys, AscendantGod here with Raid Shadow Legends doing a champion spotlight on Nethril. Nethril is a legendary champion with undead hordes. He is an attack type champion and green as far as his affinity. So Nethril was the second legendary that I ever got on this account. I had no idea how amazing he was at that time, but Nethril is as just about my second best champion in my roster currently. He's absolutely amazing. I bring him to every encounter except for when I'm farming campaign. Other than that, he is my go-to champion in every single battle. Let me show you why here with his skills. As far as his skills, his A3, Bat Swarm, attacks all enemies, decreases the turn meter by 75%. This one here is amazing in every encounter except Clan Boss, because of course with Clan Boss you can't impact the turn meter of it. Other than that, amazing in Arena, because if you have him loaded up with speed, or say you have champions like say Katoon and they increase his turn meter and he gets first turn as far as an attack, he's going to knock down all the enemy's turn meters by 75%, pretty much ensuring that as long as they don't resist it, all of your champions are going to go before the enemy. What's not far behind is his A2 here, Ghastly Horrors. Now this one here attacks all enemies, and since you can buff this up to another 25%, essentially at max value he has a 75% chance of placing a stun debuff on all enemies for a turn. What this second part here boils down to is basically if he doesn't place that stun on them, he's going to place a 30% decreased speed debuff on them. So either way, he's going to slow that enemy down unless he gets resisted. And this is absolutely amazing. There are times when, because of how much speed I have him loaded up on, and with Katoon giving the speed aura to all of my champions, where I use his A3, knock down the enemy's turn meters, all of my champions go, and then before the enemy even gets to go again, there's a lot of times where I get to hit the enemy with the A2 as well and stun all of them. So I've had 2 rounds of my champions before the enemy even gets one sometimes in Arena. And you can see this in some of my Arena videos with Nethril, taking those enemies out before they can do anything. Absolutely amazing abilities for Arena. And it's also amazing for dungeons as well, because you can put him on auto farm and he's always doing amazing things by knocking those turn meters down, by stunning the enemy, slowing them down. This comes in handy in every single encounter except for Clan Boss. But he is useful on Clan Boss because of this A1. Attacks one enemy 3 times, max debuff, 50% chance of placing a 5% poison when you max him out with his tombs. This here is basically essentially 1.5 poisons per turn. I do not know of any other champion off the top of my head that does 1.5 poisons per turn on their own, short of say cooldown reductions for maybe like Draco or Aethar. But without cooldown reductions, he is, as far as I'm aware of, the top champion for poisons. So he brings tons of poison to the table for the Clan Boss, and then plus with Giant Slayer, he is an absolute beast on Clan Boss. Amazing champion for it. So in Arena, this isn't the greatest because his A1 does hit very weak. This is not a strong attack as far as the damage that goes into the enemy from it, even with a lot of attack. However, it does do the poison. So when you're in Arena and you have champions with say a lot of hit points or a lot of defense, which if they've resisted the Bat Swarm and Ghastly Horrors and your champions have had 2 rounds and they're still alive, most likely means it's the case, then he's going to bring another thing to the table that'll be useful at that point, which is poisons to eat away at that enemy's life. Okay, so as far as his gear, I currently have him loaded up with all speed gear, simply because he was temporarily taken out of my Clan Boss encounters at this point, simply because I just got Martyr yesterday. I haven't maxed her out yet, so I'm running with Aethar and Draco. They are more viable currently, simply because I don't have a counterattack champion. But when you have a counter champion with him on Clan Boss, he's going to blow somebody like Aethar out the water, simply because of the fact that every time he counters, he's going to be countering with his A1. His A1 is what has the poisons. The A1 is the only thing that you would actually use on Clan Boss, so that is amazing. So eventually, once I max Martyr, he's going right back into my roster, replacing Aethar. Aethar is getting shelved. Now, typically when it comes to the gear, if you're going to use him on Clan Boss, you usually want to go with a lifesteal set and speed. The only reason I'm able to get away with just speed is because I have Poison Pig here, and Poison Pig is able to use that A2 to heal him and keep him alive, so I don't need the lifesteal set to keep him alive. But on Clan Boss, typically with just about every champion, you want that lifesteal, and the speed sets are what your ideal is, because speed is paramount. And then other than that, lifesteal to heal yourself, so you don't have to worry about a healer and rely on a healer to top off all your champions. So with that said, other stat priorities as far as him, you want an accuracy chest on him, no doubt, unless you have an accuracy banner and a decent amount of accuracy from other stats. But regardless, you want a modest amount of accuracy on him. In the long run, I would say bare minimum 150, maybe 160, just because for long term, you're going to need quite a bit of accuracy to get those poisons, and also for the skills, because you don't want to get resisted, and these are very, very valuable skills. So you're definitely better off with an accuracy piece here than, say, attack or crit rate. Okay, but again, if you can get the accuracy banner, that's fine. You want to bring this up to at least 150 though. Eventually down the road for like Ultra Nightmare, you're going to bring it up to about 210, 220 for Ultra Nightmare. So regardless, usually accuracy chest or banner. Boots, speed, just like with any champion. I always go with speed boots, especially with him, where you want him to going as many times as possible to get his A2 and A3 going. Other than that, you want your speed, you want some attack. Crit rate is nice. The only reason he doesn't have much crit rate on him is because I went with the gear that at the time was the fastest gear that I had. So with that said, that's typically what you'd want to gear him with, is the lifesteal and the speed sets, accuracy, speed boots. On to Masteries. Now, my suggestion as far as the Masteries, you can take a look at what I have here, but I strongly suggest, like always, you go to my videos about either Arena Mastery Build Guide or Clan Boss Masteries Build Guides, because this here is a build for Clan Boss. Reason why: Master Hexer has a 30% chance to extend your poisons, which is great, because then instead of a 2-turn poison, you have 3-turn poisons, less that you have to worry about applying poisons from other champions. And then Sniper, which increases the chances of placing a debuff from skills or artifacts by 5%, which means that that's chance of 50% of placing poisons at max skills goes up to 55%. So you also have the extra accuracy here and the extra accuracy here. The great thing about this one is that even though this is only when there's no skills on cooldown, in other encounters, most of the time you won't have this. On Clan Boss, you should always have this, because the only skill you're going to use on Clan Boss is his A1, since you can't slow the Clan Boss or reduce their turn meter. Now, if you're going to use him in just Arena and Dungeons, and you have no intentions on using him on Clan Boss because you just have spectacular champions that are able to somehow top him, then it might make more sense to go with the offense and the defense tree, because the defense could also potentially be better in Arena as well, because with the Hex, you're not really worried about that. Sniper's nice, but over here you could get extra poisons with the counterattacks, you get more defense, or resistance if you want to go the resistance route. Sure, you have a lot of defense on them. So regardless, the defense tree can be viable for him, but if you're going with Clan Boss, hands down, offense and support trees. And of course with Clan Boss, you always want Giant Slayer, because with clan boss, again, you're only going to be using your A1. Your A1 is a 3-hit for poisons. So with a 3-hit, you want Giant Slayer. It's going to do more damage overall on average. Now, again, if you know for sure you're not going to use him on your clan boss, then sure, War Master would make more sense because his A2 and his A3 are only 1 hit per turn. So in that sense, War Master overall would make more sense. So again, it depends on what you're going to use him for. I believe most of you are going to use him on the clan boss, especially if you have a champion. So in most cases, you're going to be going with this one. So with that said, overall viability. I'm going to say, as far as overall viability for Nethril, when it comes to dungeons, I cannot give him any less than 10 blood-curdling screams. When it comes to the clan boss, if you do have a counterattack champion, he is going to get, just because of the fact that he does not bring any other debuffs other than poison to the table, he's going to get at that point 9 screams. If you don't have a counterattack champion and he's just going in there on his own without a counterattack, gonna have to bump him down to 8 screams. Last but certainly not least, for Arena, he is an amazing champion. Absolute must for Arena. If you have him, he should be showing up for every Arena encounter. An Arena cannot give him anything less than another blood-curdling, spine-chilling 10 screams. So that about covers everything as far as Nethril here. If you have any questions, post them in the comments section below. I'll do what I can to get back to you and reply. Otherwise, if you have Nethril, you are very fortunate. If you don't have him, hopefully you understand a little bit more about him and how to handle him when it comes to Arena. The best that you can really do with Nethril is, number 1, be faster than him in Arena, which is pretty much in any arena battles, what it comes down to is the speed and who goes first. Secondly, lock him down. If you have somebody like, say, Bystafus or some other champion that can lock cooldown skills, you absolutely want to target Nethril. Unless, of course, there's a Rosh card or somebody else that has something even worse than Nethril. But for the most part, you need to lock down this Bat Swarm and the Ghastly Horrors, or else he is going to lock your team up. You're going to lose turns, you're going to get stunned, you're going to get your turn meter decreased. So that's about it, guys. So again, any questions, post them in the comments below. Otherwise, stay tuned for the next Champion Spotlight.
Hi guys, this is Anthony here, also known on this channel as AscendantGod. Wanted to thank you for checking out my channel here, really appreciate it. Be sure to check out the other videos, I got plenty of goodies on here. Also check out the description sections in the videos, got plenty of links on there for real different kinds of goodies that I think would be worthwhile for you guys. If there is something in particular that you don't see on my channel that you want to see, be sure to let me know in the comment section as well. And I think that's about it. All I've got. I'm just gonna get back to this thing here. I'm pretty sure if I just... Oh,
we have such sights to show you.
wow. That's really funny. Same here.